By the way, for fans of our Howard TV service, I do have an announcement to make. So let's put it this way. A couple of, let's say, new opportunities have opened up for us to expand our Howard TV service. And In Demand now for the past, how long have we been on Howard TV on In Demand? About 7 or 8 years?
Yeah.
They've been a terrific partner. They're wonderful, wonderful people. Really nothing but pleasant thoughts, right, Robin? Kudos, yes. They've been a terrific partner for the past 7 or 8 years, but recently I've come up with a different approach to how I want to do television for, going forward, for the future and how we distribute it. And so we are going to be shutting down our Howard TV service.
Oh.
But the good news, that's the bad news. The good news is I have some exciting news to announce about our TV plans. And I think all of you will be very pleased.
Yeah, what were those last days like as you're watching Howard say, yeah, I have an idea. We're going to get rid of Howard TV, but I have an idea. What was it like? Because it happened on the air. He didn't tell anybody, as usual.
Yeah, I mean, we all were shocked. First thing I did is I turned around and looked at Doug, and Doug sort of seemed dumbfounded too. I mean, so, but then as we heard more, and then Howard took us, had a little brief meeting with us after the show, then it seemed real. And I was like, oh, this doesn't sound good. But I still hoped that someone would come in. I thought, he's doing the radio show. Why wouldn't he want the free money to do the television show? We didn't ask for anything of him. He literally just had to do the show, and we would handle the television part. So I really thought it would come back, and it didn't. And I've heard various reasons for that, but who knows?
So I'll let either of you answer this because it's probably difficult, but it now is being done the exact same way you guys did it. You set the template, and Sirius puts out clips, and it's basically done through Sirius. Why? I mean, my question would honestly be, why didn't they just ask you guys back? Or did you think there was something there that they didn't want this group back? They want to do their own?
No, that's a good question. I mean, it did take 3+ years for them to get back and do it. I think there was just like one intern or someone just pressing buttons, and it was like that for a while. The only way I saw it is, and I don't know how else to see it, is the clips on Twitter. And I would call Scott and be like, I can't even watch more than 10 seconds of this. It's just, they're destroying it. It's definitely gotten a lot better since with the clips I've seen. They've definitely put some meat into it and good production quality. But at the beginning, I mean, it took years before they had, I think what Scott was saying, we just thought there would be, just like we went from E to In Demand, there'd be a seamless transition, and that transition didn't happen. And it took years for anyone to come and pick it up, and that's, I don't know if you could say no one picked it up and Sirius took it over, or I don't know what happened there, but that's what happened.
They had our phone numbers. They knew how to get in touch with us. I'm curious to this day why they didn't, whether it be, I've thought of everything. Was I too political? What did Howard, was he not into the arguing anymore? Did we get paid too much? I don't know. It could have been any reason, but they never called. They called for one thing, to help. I'll tell you a story. After we had just left, Gary asked Doug and I to help with the birthday show that was coming up. Howard's big, 60th birthday party, I think. So we had been through those. Doug always ran the whole, practically the guts of the behind the scenes of the show. So he and I went in, took a meeting in the city, and I told him, here's where you're going to want Howard, here's where you're going to want the stage, blah, blah, blah. I told him a bunch of stuff. Doug then went, put all the finances together and said, all right, this is what it's going to take. Then I hear from a camera guy who I know, who talked to my wife and said, Scott asked me to do the birthday show, but I've just been hired by another director. I was like, what? So we call up Gary, and Gary was like, oh, how'd you find out? Like, not, sorry, I should have told you guys. I mean, we had taken these meetings and we budgeted the whole thing and we had worked on it, and it just felt like we're already down because we're looking for work now. And then he just kicked us in the nuts, you know.
Yeah, that's a story that you know, I moved on. I didn't really look back, but that was the hardest pill to swallow. That was just classless and disgusting. You know, let's not sugarcoat it. That was pathetic and really just unforgivable. And why it was done, I don't know, but I know that didn't just sting. That hurt, and it hurt Scott. It hurt everyone on the TV team. You know, people were just in disbelief. And then to make it even worse, not one person from the TV crew was even invited to the actual party.
I hope I get this right. I think he's our lighting guy, Sussy.
Mm-hmm.
He announced he's leaving the show so that he can ride his bicycle around the world for 3 years.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, I just caught wind about this.
Who is he? I don't even know who Sussy is.
You don't know Sussy?
Oh, come on. Like, you do.
Of course.
What does he look like? Before he walks in here, describe him to me.
Sussy?
Yes.
He looks like a Polish guy. See?
Get out of here.
It's Sussy.
Oh, you don't know Sussy any more than I do.
He looks like a Sussy.
I'm a Sussy.
Sussy, let me ask you something. The reason I find that weird, like, how old a guy are you?
25.
All right. How the hell do you have the money to, like, give up your job here? You know, you got a pretty good job, lighting and all that stuff. And, you
Yeah, I
know,
have an
hey,
excellent job.
nobody busts your balls here. I mean, it's not like there's a whole lot of lighting to do. It's the same
Yeah,
stupid
you don't
set every day.
have Christian Bale screaming at you.
I mean, what is the... Yeah, like I get upset about my lighting. Like, do you ever have to... Like, how hard is your job? It's not that hard, right?
You know, it's...
What do you have
I think
to do?
the difficult part is working with Scott DePace.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why? Just listening to his politics?
Yeah, a little bit.
You're fired.
But I'm just saying, it's not like a set where you have to change it every day and change the lighting and get ready for bands all the time and all that kind of thing. I mean, the lighting's pretty well set, right?
The day-to-day stuff is pretty easy.
Yeah.
When we get a band and stuff,
Right.
we set up something special.
So how is it you can take off 3 years from your job and bike around the world? Like, I don't get it.
Well, with all the free time that we get, when you know the studio's dark and you take
Right.
off,
Yeah.
I'll be doing smaller trips to
Yes.
kind of get ready this year, and I'm working through this year.
Yeah.
But with you know the chance that you'll be leaving at the end of the year,
Yeah.
I started to look to the future and say, you know,
I'm going to
what am I
ride my
gonna do?
bike around the world.
And this trip kind of developed. So
Can I be honest with you? I
Yeah.
got to tell you something. As a career guy, you're at the age 25 is when you should be developing your career. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, I'm not going to be so much of a narcissist where I say you have to do everything I did. But it seems to me if you're going to develop a career, to take 3 years away from your career and to just bicycle. 'cause
Unless you're
to
like
ride.
making a documentary. I mean, what are you
yeah,
doing?
it's I'm doing a research project on organic farms and sustainable farming systems. And yeah,
How do you get paid for that?
What are you going to do with
yeah.
this research?
What are you're researching organic farms?
Yeah,
Like what are you going to find out?
I'm traveling from farm to farm across the U.S. and then flying to New Zealand, Australia, and going through Southeast Asia and wherever the hell I'm going from there.
And you want to learn farming.
And I'm going to learn farming techniques, and I'm promoting going green, healthy lifestyles, and
But I don't even understand this. Why not work on a farm?
because I also want to see the world. I want to
Right.
travel. I want to see how the techniques differ from place to place. How people across the United States are making the effort to be sustainable in their
So is
practices.
this an effort to increase awareness?
Yes, it is.
What do you have,
I
rich
see.
parents?
No, not at all.
Because sometimes my kids will say stuff to me, and then I laugh, and then it's like the other day, Ashley said to me, "You know, Dad, I might go live in the Bahamas after I get out of college." I go, "Oh, really? What are you going to do there?" She goes, "Oh, I don't know, maybe work or so." I go, "They always test you kids, you know."
Right.
And I go, "Maybe work.
You'll definitely
You'll
work.
definitely work."
Because
But
I'm not supporting you.
Like if my kids came home and said they wanted bicycle ride across the world for 3 years, I'd be bummed out. Like I'd be like, "Well, how are you planning on doing that? Who's paying for that? How do you pay for that?"
I have some savings that I've built up. I'm saving a lot this
Oh,
year.
yeah. How much you got in savings? Do you mind me asking?
In savings right now,
7,000?
we'll say 30 grand.
30 grand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so the 30 grand could last you 3 years because all you've been
Yeah.
doing is biking.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're not going to have a lot of overhead.
Living in New York, I sold my car. I've been looking for sponsorships. I actually got sponsored by a bike shop here in town.
Really?
Yeah.
And they pay to have you go do that, and you.
They gave me a discount on gear and stuff like that, and they're working with me to put everything together. Sid's Bikes in New York here.
Wow.
Now,
Sounds crazy, man.
are you going to backpack and tent and all of that stuff?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, boy.
I got saddlebags for the bike.
Saddlebags?
And
Yeah.
I heard, well, first of all, I heard that he hopes to write a book from the whole experience, but then the guys were telling me he's got a pretty cute, serious girlfriend. So is she
What
going
is
with
she
you?
doing?
she's finishing up her grad degree in education right now.
And is she going to go with you?
She is.
Oh, okay.
I'm biking across the country when she finishes up her degree. And
Yeah.
she's going to meet me in San Francisco, and she's going to fly out with me. She's got a bike and everything too.
I see.
And
But you're
There's
leaving her behind for a couple of months.
yeah, it's gonna be tough. But,
I don't know. What do your parents think of this?
they think I'm crazy. They support it, but they think I'm a little nuts.
Yeah, I'd sit you down and just go, hey, this is a bunch of hippie bullshit.
Well, see, I know people who've done this. I mean, I know of them because they write books. And I don't know of the people who do it and nothing happens. I only
Right.
know the people who make a book out of it
Yeah.
and get on national television.
Yeah.
So, why would you be an expert in organic farming? You don't know anything about farming. But you just figure at the end of 3 years you'll know something?
From riding a bike past them.
Yeah. If you were my son, I'd taser you. Honestly. I would just taser you, and then you wouldn't go. You'd have to stay home.
You'd lock him up.
Yeah, I would. I'd lock him up. I'd have him institutionalized. Listen to me. You're crazy.
Yeah.
What is this?
Well,
I mean, you don't even know anything about farming.
My interest was in the tools, techniques, and technologies used. I've worked in the trades since I was a little kid.
Right.
You
The trades of what? What
I've been a
trades?
plumber, a carpenter, a
Oh,
painter.
I see.
So you have some background.
I can weld. I do carpentry, and
Yeah.
now I work with electricity every day.
And
So
you're-
you're looking to see what tools are
Yeah.
used.
What tools are used?
that
And,
sounds like bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an easier way. You could just call.
Yeah. Out of all the guys who need to bike around the world, I think Jason Kaplan or
They're not biking anywhere.
Ganji, some of our heavier
Well,
guys.
you could say that's one of the other facets is
Health.
Health
Yeah.
is that I'm helping people realize what's in the food system, how the agricultural system works here in the United States, and
Robin's
how
all
the-
Well,
about
I
that.
appreciate
back-
that. Believe me, I do. Yeah.
the move to
Robin's all
organic
consumed
food.
with food.
Well, I'm consumed with the way food winds up on your plate. Yes.
She should bike
Absolutely.
with you.
Well, you heard that squeal that came out of me. I think it's a great idea.
Well, we
Yeah, but
could.
notice you're not doing it.
I've never had the guts to do anything
You don't have
like
the guts to
that.
do it because you know what? You like to live and make some money. I don't know. Am I crazy?
I don't know that it's
I could put a
necessarily-
sidecar in. You could
You're
come with me.
25.
Right.
It seems like this new generation of kids, like they don't get the importance of working. Like they kind of just don't do anything. They
But
kind of.
he's not the first person who's ever done this.
I don't know.
The people have. I just saw a woman who's climbed every major peak in the world.
And that's
for
horse
some
shit.
reason.
You do that when you have a lot of money. You don't climb every peak. You go to work. I don't get it. What was
And
your
wait a
old
minute.
man doing when he was 25?
When he was 25, still in school.
That's right.
Yeah.
What is he? A
What
lawyer?
is he?
Psychologist.
There you go.
Yeah.
He must think you're crazy.
See, this is what he gets. He gets a crazy son.
No, he likes it.
He likes it.
Yeah, he's been helping me gather maps and
Wow.
do some of my research.
How do you
with
plan?
me.
So you don't plan to work at all? In other words, you're going to live off the 30,000.
Yeah, I live off 30,000 and hope that I get some sponsorships.
Yeah, you get
along
it.
the way.
Who's sponsoring this?
Because it's a kind of a niche thing where I'm helping. I don't know. Let's promote organic foods and stuff. I've been sending letters out to different companies like Kashi and stuff like that.
You're promoting organic foods?
Yeah, for
To
people
where
to eat
though?
healthy.
You're promoting them.
To
I have it on my
everybody.
website,
Yeah.
and I'm
Oh,
hoping.
you have
to
a
draw-
website. What's the
yeah.
website?
Organicfarmingtech.com. That's right.
Wow. Well, this sounds crazy to me, but I mean, I wish you luck. I mean,
Oh, just stay in touch.
Yeah.
Let us know where you are. Send
Yeah,
us
absolutely.
pictures.
let me know what tools you learn of.
All right. Send us pictures of the tools.
I'll be really fascinated to know about the new tools you're using in organic farming. Like, can't you just look that up on a website?
I
I'm pretty
did.
sure.
I said you could just get people
Yeah.
to send you pictures.
I mean,
you
what-
don't have to go.
I don't wonder what you're going to discover.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, there's a lot out there. One of the other things with Kate getting her education degree
Yeah.
is that there's a big push for schools they're changing over playgrounds into gardens, and they're putting that in the curriculum.
Well, I'm for that because I got my ass kicked more in playgrounds than anywhere else.
So you'd rather it be a garden?
Yeah, I
Get
got-
your ass kicked in a garden?
Oh, but
I got
see, then
beaten with
there's
a
all the
chain
tools
in a
in the garden.
playground.
You'd be beaten with a hoe and a
Right.
trowel.
Mark, go ahead.
Hey, Howard. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
This sounds like the kind of story that you hear about these journalists that end up going over doing these stories, and they end up in these Asian prison camps.
Yeah. Like, where are you going in Asia?
Going through Thailand, Laos.
Thailand,
yeah.
dude. You're nuts.
Indonesia, China.
This guy's
India.
right. You're going to end up in a fucking Thailand
You
prison.
remember Lisa Ling's sister?
Yeah.
We'll be doing that for
You're
him.
a spy. No. You don't understand. I want to find out organic farming techniques. No, asshole, do that. You spy. I'm telling you. He's right.
In an orange jumpsuit, right, with a sword at his throat, denouncing his country.
America is wrong to be in Afghanistan. I want to denounce the President of the United States.
Release all political prisoners.
Lisa Ling was studying grapes, I think. Or whatever her name is. What was the sister's name?
I don't know.
Bai Ling or something?
Lucy.
Lucy Ling. Lisa Lucy Ling. I think the two of them were studying grapes. Dude, these Chinese don't put up for bullshit. They don't think anyone. All they know is from work. They don't believe that anybody.
That's
is
right. Anybody on a
researching.
bike talking about organic farming is a spy.
You're laughing, but dude, I'm being serious. You don't know this?
No, I know this. My mom's actually been quite worried. She's like, "You're driving me crazy with this."
Sure, because you're going to end up in prison. And your parents, believe me, they're not going to have the platform that Lisa Ling
No,
had.
you will be out there saying,
Yeah, Bill Clinton.
Yeah, I'll be writing letters to you. I'll be like, Howard.
please go find
Howard, I'm
Sussy.
in prison, please.
Bill Clinton's not flying over to rescue you the way he did Lisa Ling.
You're going to have to take up his cause.
My sister was merely studying grape technology.
Please let her go.
Please let my son come home. Your poor mother. Be pressing her tits up against a piece of glass coming to visit you.
Kate's in too? Oh, no.
Contact Bill Clinton. What's Sussy's girlfriend look like, by the way? I know Sussy's locked up for 7 to 10 in an Asian prison, and that girlfriend's pretty fucking cute. Clinton had a heart attack or something, didn't he? Or
No, well, he had to have a stent put into one of his bypasses.
oh, there's Sussy's girl.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so cute. What a waste.
There's going to be a terrible story that comes out of
That
all
poor
this.
girl.
Oy vey.
Oy vey is right. This is a nice girl. Where's she from? Long Island?
Prisoners. No, she's from Stanford, Connecticut.
Nice girl from Stanford's going to end up in a fucking Asian prison with Sussy.
Right. Where's she buried? We don't know.
Yeah. By the way, that picture we just said, that's going to be the photo on CNN. Today, two American teenage, whatever you are, 25-year-olds were captured in Afghanistan, or whatever the fuck you are. Thailand.
Yeah.
President Clinton was quoted as saying, former President Clinton was quoted as saying, I don't give a fuck about those two. Lisa Ling's sister got me some publicity, but I don't care. I don't give a shit. Let them rot.
Yeah, I'm going through Kazakhstan and a lot of the stands in
Kazakhstan.
Uzbekistan and
Anything that ends in Stan, stay away from. Afghanistan, Kazakhstan,
That means
many
trouble.
Pac-
Pakistan, any stand, stay away. Danger.
Yeah, that guy who they just convicted of trying to blow up the subways here, he was trained in a stand.
All these 25-year-olds have these dreams that are just ridiculous.
Well, I think it's wonderful to want to think of the world.
I think it's wonderful, but guess what? It's also wonderful to think of your parents and how they're going to keep paying for you the rest of your life because you spent your 20s biking and studying organic technology.
But, you know, he will become an authority.
Yeah. On something nobody cares about. On something everyone's in authority on already, evidently. Farmers actually know about this
No,
stuff.
they don't.
but it's stuff we should care about.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, you're a health guy. You know,
Yeah.
you know what's going
But
on
dude,
in your food too. You're very conscious of what
I'd get a
what
job.
goes in your
I
mouth.
would get a job in the health field. I wouldn't.
Well, that doesn't pay. He might as well
Yeah, but
go on a bike
that's-
ride.
That's treating the symptom instead of
Bike riding
taking
is very
preventative
selfish.
measures.
I mean, it's just not planning for your future. I understand you got a dream, but.
Well, when should he do it? After he's had a family?
And why 3 years? Like, take 6 months maybe and go on a nice bike ride. They used to have these trips, Mopin tours. You'd go on, you'd go on a tour by bike of like Scandinavia for 3 weeks.
Look, I was envious of every kid who went to Europe for a month after they
Right.
graduated. I didn't get to do that.
When you were, like when you're on vacation from your job for 3 weeks, you take a Mopin tour. And you go on, and you go through Scandinavia for 3 weeks on your bike. You don't
Yeah,
give
but
up.
then it's paying for airfare back and forth. This is the way I can do it really
It's
cheap.
ridiculous. I think it's absurd. Sussy.
Well,
No
I
offense.
think it's an
none taken.
interesting
None taken.
endeavor.
Yeah, well.
And
Why don't you
could
take
be
off 3 years?
Could be enriching to his life in ways we can't imagine.
Oh, I'm sure it will be enriching. Kid will be ripped. What?
You know, it's funny. I was just talking to Scott DePace. Scott was saying that Sussy is one of the best workers that he has. You know, shows up, is always on time and all that. But he said to me that if he didn't know him, and after this bike ride, if he came looking for a job,
Right.
he's like, I don't think I'd hire him. I mean, you did what for 3 years? It
Yeah,
sounds
right.
lazy.
Yeah, exactly. Rory, you're on the air. Go ahead in Toronto.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hey.
Just want to, I know I can beat this guy for sure. I'm 32. I'm leaving my wife. I'm going to climb all the major trees in the world.
The major trees.
And I got to solve world hunger while I'm along the way. So beat that, but Sussy.
Right. Now, here's
Right.
a guy's leaving his wife and kids.
Yeah.
And he's going
Just
to
to climb
climb trees.
He's going to climb trees to solve
All the
world-
major trees.
and he's
yeah.
going to solve world hunger at the same time.
You know, I'll do what I can.
Sussy in his dream. You know, like I was.
I'm gonna milk all the major cows in the world.
I never had a dream, and I'll tell you, it served me well. Like I didn't even
Dreaming
dream.
is overrated.
Yeah, I didn't even dream of radio stardom. I just dreamed. If I had a dream, it was just to get a job in radio. And when I had one, it was so dear and near to me. I was actually getting paid to do something. Who would ride? I mean, I can't even imagine in what planet I'd go home to my dad and say, "I'm going to go ride my bike for 3 years," and he'd say, "You're a fucking idiot."
This shows incredible self-confidence
I guess it does.
because he doesn't worry that this will hurt him in the future.
Fast forward to when he's 40, and him going, "I shouldn't have wasted my time bike riding."
Living in mom's basement.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm renting a room from Yucko the Clown.
I'm in Yoko's basement.
I'm in what's his name? The other comedian.
Which one?
Lives in-
Levy.
Yeah, Bob. I'm living in Bob Levy's basement.
Bob Levy took me in.
Yeah, Bob Levy took me in with high pitched Eric.
Spend my days having Bob read to me.
Yeah. Holy mackerel! Well, I wish you
I think it's going to be great, and you're going to become an authority on something. What is that?
That's a picture of Sussy 10 years from now. He's sitting on the street saying, "We'll bike for food." Man, your parents must be going nuts.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Ay vey.
Family,
But you
friends.
go for it.
When are you going?
People
When are
are
you
really
leaving?
supportive. Smaller trips throughout this year, and then April of next year.
April next year, you'll be
Yeah,
gone.
I'll be gone.
No.
For better or worse.
Yeah. Not this coming April.
No, not in like a month or two.
So why? So you're quitting your job here?
Well, because I didn't know if you were going to resign, and
But why quit? Why not wait and see?
wanted to change. I wanted something big, and I wanted to have it, on
So
the
what are you
table
gonna
and
do?
set up.
I don't understand. You're quitting. You're leaving here.
I'm not. Well, I'm not. If you resign,
Yeah.
then I would leave here.
Yeah,
you-
he's working
yeah.
out the rest of this year.
I would work out the rest of this year.
Just
you
taking
will?
smaller
Yeah,
trips.
Absolutely.
Oh, I see.
I don't know
okay.
why you don't understand this, Howard.
I don't.
No,
I don't understand anything he's saying. You going to Guatemala at all?
Maybe
Too dangerous?
if we can raise money, eventually we want to go down Africa and then up South America,
America.
and through Central America.
With your bike?
Yeah,
What kind of bike you got?
Surly long haul trucker. It's a touring bike.
Yeah, what does that mean? Touring bike? Like one of those road
Big
bikes?
fat tires.
big fat tires?
Big fat tires.
But when you rode-
packs on the front and back.
But when you're road biking, don't you want to have a speed?
You want to have speed, but there's compatibility issues throughout the world, and you want the fatter tires that can handle the weight.
You got regular pedals, or you got the kind you clip in?
They on either side, you can either clip in or you can just use regular.
What do you
shoes.
do?
Right now, I'm a competitive bike racer in the city, and I clip in.
Wow,
Yeah,
I can't even do that.
clip in. I got the spandex and the big white helmet and everything.
You're a competitive racer in the city?
Yeah, with
Are you one of those people who yells at people in the park for being in the bike lane?
Yeah, you're one of those shitheads who think you own the park because you bike.
No, I go across
Yeah.
the George Washington Bridge and get away from the park because
Oh, okay.
I want to avoid all the shitheads who are yelling at people.
Yeah, I love these guys. I go for a nice run in the
yeah.
park. People are go out of the way, out of the way, out of the way.
Bike lane, bike lane,
Bike lane. It's like, shut up, asshole. You got the
Well, you
whole
get a-
fucking road.
You get a lot of people in the park who are walking right in the middle of the road, and there is space for
You know what, dude?
cyclists. and
Slow
there is
down
space.
and just take a nice bike ride. You're not.
Realize you're in a park.
You're not in Italy, like competing professionally with your uniform. You got the whole gay uniform and everything, huh?
Oh yeah, I got
Look
the
at
whole
that.
gay uniform.
Got a whole bunch of buddies that like. Do they draft off of you?
Oh yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Do you know about that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard these terms.
That's you ride behind your buddy and you take in the draft.
Right.
Hey,
Makes you
taking
go
the draft, and there's team tactics with. That's
some
my team, New York Velocity.
And you got some
Really
team
pretty
tactics
good this year. Yeah.
You want to know something?
It's like a big game of chess, actually.
No, it's
very
not.
physical
I'm going to
game
tell you
of chess.
something.
Where's your board?
It's one thing for like a 50-something-year-old guy like me to get into chess. That biking's going to fucking ruin you. Because you know what's going to happen?
Yeah,
You're
what's
going to
that?
spend all your time consumed with the stupid biking. I know a guy. Guy had something of a career. He got into this biking. Mm-hmm. Lost his wife, his kids, everything. Because he became so consumed with this goddamn biking. He was biking day and night. He had a full-time job. Then he started biking. Then he had to cut back on his job because he needed more hours to bike. Now, mind you, this guy's not even making a living biking. He's not even like Lance Armstrong.
He's not that good at it.
He's just a douchebag.
Yeah.
And he's just like biking constantly.
Well, you could argue I'm doing all right now. I'm on the bike team and I'm working for
because you're a single guy.
the best
but you're
radio
not,
station in the world.
But you're not, you're not a married guy yet and stuff. You're going to get more and more consumed. Now look what you're doing. You're going to walk away. Let's say I resign and everything. You're still going to walk away, and then you're gonna go bike. It's not even like you're going to go get another cool lighting job.
But at least he's got a girl who thinks it's cool.
Because
Yeah,
she's
she likes
25 right now. See how cool she is when she's living with Bob Levy.
I knew a
and
guy.
Sussy in the basement.
I knew now, and I'm telling you,
know?
this guy, he used to sail people's boats back and forth from wherever they were, rich people who would have their sailboat in the Caribbean one moment and in Europe the next moment.
Yeah.
And his job was sailing the boat back and forth, and he found a girl who would do it with him.
Right.
And they now have a touring company.
I don't know. Worked out, okay. I see these bikers, nothing's working out for them. You know what they end up doing? Working in a bike shop. And it ain't fun. Let me tell you, when you have two kids and you want to have a family. Yeah, I know everything. You know what you're going to learn? You're going to learn more about bikes. There's already a ton of guys that know about
and being on a bike for a long trip.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am. Would you like to buy a bike? This is an excellent bike. I toured Europe in it. You'll take one? Thank you. I work on commission. Last month I made $70 whole.
Where are you going? Oh, yeah, this is the bike that can handle that because I've been there.
If you'd like to know proper bike tire inflation, I can tell you. I learned it on my 3-year trip.
I'm really good at changing that tire in minutes.
When I should have gone back to school, I went biking.
You go for it because it takes people like you to break the mold.
I'm like Lance Armstrong. I'm now broke and have testicular cancer. Hi, ma'am. What can I do for you? Hey, can I ask a personal question of you and your family? Do you guys have insurance?
What's that like?
I have a dream that one day I'll have some. Be careful if you ever, excuse me, ma'am, be careful if you ever take your bike to Uzbekistan because the roads are very shitty there. I happen to know. I spent 3 years in Uzbekistan.
You know what's great? I went all over the world studying organic food, and now I'm back and can't afford to eat it.
Right. I went to Whole Foods, and I don't have any money.
I'll be back on the dollar menu before we know it.
Wow. Good Lord, man. Hey, I wish you luck, pal, but this doesn't sound like a life plan. Has your father ever sat you down and said, son, this doesn't seem like a good life plan?
A while ago, I was city was driving me crazy, and I came up with the idea. I thought of the idea of going to the Peace Corps, and he's like, Peace Corps is for people who don't know what they want to do with their life. I don't think you should do it.
Yeah.
And I came up with this idea, and he's like, this is fantastic. I love the idea.
Really?
And he got on board, yeah.
Hey, your old man's disturbed.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
Getting a little loopy.
He's getting loopy.
He's glad you came up with anything, I guess, at this point.
Son, that's wonderful. What's with the old man? Son, that's wonderful. You're going to go bike for 3 years and learn about organic farming, you say. Fantastic. Do you actually grow anything? No?
No.
Oh, you're just going to learn from people who grow. I see. Well, it sounds like you're making great plans for the future. I see 10 years from now, you at a really big bike shop with a hot, wealthy lady walks in and she buys a bike. And the hot, wealthy lady will be your former girlfriend. What's her name?
Kate.
Kate. Sussy, my boy, this is some plan you got.
Yeah, buddy.
So when you're 28, you'll come back and you'll have your book and...
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. The publishers are dying for more books on organic farming tools.
By then, it'll be really hot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll be knocking down your door with a big advance on that.
You never
one.
know what he's going to learn. He starts out looking for tools.
Well, you're gonna hate me for this too.
I went out looking for tools and then I became a tool. Yeah, why am I going to hate you?
I do photography.
Yeah,
which you totally don't believe in.
Are you going to do a photo essay of your trip?
Photo journal, the whole thing.
I took pictures of my pedicab.
You're gonna catalog all your pictures on Flickr.
No, I have a blog.
Oh, you have a blog. Good.
Yes,
okay.
I do.
Oh, excellent. Good. We'll keep up with
there
those
on the
pictures.
site.
Will you post every picture, or will you be like only take the best ones?
Well, I'll post the best ones, and I'll send every picture to you.
Right. Put that on your Facebook.
Here I am in Afghanistan, getting raped by Al Qaeda.
By a cane. I'm getting caned. Where do they cane people?
Oh, all over that region.
Singapore.
This one in Singapore. Yeah, this one, Sussy, he bikes. Let's cane him. Wow, what a plan. Hey, Scott the Pace, what do you think of this plan? Imagine it.
I think it's irresponsible and he's crazy.
Right.
Hey, what is he being irresponsible about?
He's being irresponsible.
He's got a future. I mean, come on. He's a great lighting guy, and he's going to throw that all away and end up, like you said, working at a bike shop.
He can't light anything when he comes back?
I don't think he's going to be at a bike
I'll
shop.
turn the light on my pedicab
I think
if it ever gets too dark.
I'm seeing the pedicab because he's going to be all addicted to biking.
That he can't get off?
How many days?
Contacts.
What?
He's going to lose all his contacts.
How many hours a day do you bike?
Now, during weekdays, 1 to 2 hours. On weekends, 4 to 6. And I bike 6-7 days a week.
It's your whole day.
Yeah.
Do your ankles or anything hurt? Did your knee ever blow out? I mean, nothing.
I had Achilles problems last year, but now
Yeah.
it's everything's
Got right
fine.
through it.
Yeah.
6 hours on the weekend.
Yeah.
Where do you
sometimes.
go?
Usually over the bridge.
And do you
the
eat
George
while
Washington Bridge.
you're biking? Because I imagine you need calories,
Oh,
right?
of course. That's my favorite
Got
part.
one of
is
those
stopping
bars.
off at coffee shops and you
Oh,
get
yeah?
muffins and coffee and
And just keep eating and
you just
shitting and
keep eating and
Oh,
shitting and
and biking.
Hey,
you
Kate,
pull
I'm
over
out
and be
here
on the side of the
Cabo
road.
loading.
I know. Do you have a bike in your apartment, like you put on blocks and then you bike even in the cold weather?
Yeah.
He's like
got
this guy.
the fever.
This is the guy who lost his whole family.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I got so addicted to biking, I lost track of everything in my life. You understand biking's like something fun you do when you're a kid?
And I have fun doing it.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, it's, time to grow up.
I can balance that between, work and play. It keeps me healthy. It keeps me in shape.
What kind of camera you got?
I have a Nikon D90
Nikon D90.
DSLR.
Is that good?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more than just the point and shoot.
It's
Yeah.
what
Hey,
was in the
Kate, I'm
budget.
pawning my camera.
Is that better than like my iPhone or whatever that is?
Yeah,
it's a little
definitely,
bit better than the
definitely
iPhone.
better than that.
I was thinking of getting a good camera and stuff.
I was thinking of it too.
Yeah. But then I think about the actual work I'd have to put in.
I bet you Sussy was selling you his camera.
Sussy's into all hobbies. Biking and...
He does things he likes to do, he enjoys,
Yeah.
but he doesn't make money from them.
Right. Doesn't bother you?
It
You're not
keeps me
driven.
happy.
You're not driven to make money.
I am driven to make money, and I make money, but I also make time to keep
3
myself
years.
sane.
You know what? He needs to clear his head. And this 3 years is going to
When I was 25, there was no exercise, no biking, nothing. Work. That was it. That's
see
how you
him
do it.
as one of these guys. He doesn't know what his work is yet.
What's that tattoo? Is that a bike sprocket?
Yeah,
You got a bike sprocket on your arm?
on my
Oh,
elbow.
you're fucking obsessed. What does
Yeah.
your dad say about this?
Likes it.
He's a
Parents
psychologist.
like it.
Yeah.
I know.
What are you running away from?
I'm not running away from anything.
You're biking 24/7. I mean, that's a lot of no personal interaction.
No, because actually, as a cyclist, people are really friendly. I bike with a lot of people. I'm on the New York Velocity, and we have a big team.
And so they're with you for these 4 to 6 hours on
Yeah,
the
there's 4 to
weekend.
6 hours I don't do by myself. We go out.
A lot of conversation during the bike
between
ride?
10, 20 people. Yeah, a lot of conversation.
I thought, how about when you're drafting? I mean, how do you have conversation?
We're drafting behind people, but we're stacked. Like
I see those fucking bikers
next
in the
to each
park,
other.
and their conversations are way too loud because they can't hear each other.
Right.
So I went out last night. It was really good. I said, shut the fuck up. Hey, there's Howard Stern. It's like, asshole, I'm right here. I'm trying to enjoy the serenity. Wow. I don't know, Sussy. This is wild, bro.
I'm pretty stoked.
No, I guess
He's going to find out who he is.
if I took a 3-year vacation in the middle of my career, I guess I'd be stoked too.
I got a lot of life to lead.
Okay. That's a good philosophy.
Life is long, Howard.
I think I'll be all right.
Look
Life
at you.
is long.
You're tired of this already.
Life is long. Let's just fuck off.
He won't be tired when he gets to
Well, I
your
got
age.
news for you, Sussy. I might be joining you out on the bike road because by the time I'm done, right here in a year,
Yeah.
I'm saving some money. I'll go biking for 3 years. I could do that because I had a career.
You're more than
Yeah, but
more than
you're-
welcome
Right.
to join.
I might
Could
do
you
it.
really physically do it?
Sure. Why not? What, to bike ride? I think Sussy's building his life
Wait
around
a
bike
minute.
riding.
You couldn't bike anywhere because you're afraid of everything.
No.
He's going to the Stan countries,
Well, I'm not going there.
Uzbekistan, and this Stan, and
I'll
that
have Ronnie
Stan.
bike me around.
Right. You'll put your car in the limo every night.
Well, I'll let the
and
limo
then go
follow
to
me.
a hotel.
Nothing's going to happen to me. Good Lord.
That'll work out. I'll draft behind the limo and we'll be all set.
There you go. Mark, go ahead in San Jose with Sussy.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on? So, Howard, for the last couple of years, I've been listening to you bust Lance Armstrong's balls, and now you're busting this guy's
No,
balls.
Lance Armstrong made a career.
He actually makes a living at it.
But he started when he was very young.
I've got tapes of every time you sat there and made fun of him riding around in his spandex for hours and days and weeks.
All right, but Sussy isn't even going to be a professional biker. I mean, we're talking. This guy's a professional lighting guy. He's got a career.
Okay, I'm not.
It's CWB. You're on the air.
Yo, good morning. Hey now.
Good morning. Hey now.
I just want to try to talk some sense to this dude because I'm a trucker, and this country sucks alone in a fucking truck, let on a bike. I'm telling you, there's like shitholes in this country that I'm afraid to take a
It's true. You know, CWB makes a good point. He goes, here's a guy who drives all through the country. He says it's a shithole. He says, this guy thinks he's going to discover something on his bike.
Yeah, no shit. Well, you know, some pervert's going to see him riding on the side of the road.
Oh, dear.
Take him home.
Some guy, he saw Sussy.
Going to rape him. He's going to get raped.
Yeah, you could get ass raped down that road.
Yeah, I just saw Deliverance again. Be careful.
You got a pretty mouth, boy. Yeehaw.
You could argue that that'll prepare me for the Thai jail time.
Well, you know, it's funny. I see guys your age. They all kind of have this sense that like it's not, hey man, all you old people are all about money, man.
Right.
But they grew up around money, see, so they don't appreciate it.
Well,
When you grew up poor,
I grew up with no money.
no, your dad's a psychologist. He made some money.
No.
No, what was he? The world's shittiest psychologist?
No, he's a fantastic psychologist.
All right.
He is.
You're acting like he couldn't put food on the table.
Do me a
There's
favor.
always food on the table, but money management,
Yeah.
we're working on that.
I'm just saying. Listen, these kids, they don't even think career.
I
anymore.
think it's beautiful.
Yeah, you love it.
I do.
Notice this is a woman who's got plenty of dough socked away from her
stop
career.
it. I couldn't have that life.
Right.
Because
Of course
I had
you
a lot of
Because you had to work.
I had a lot of things I needed to
Gee,
do.
Robin, I would have liked to bike for 3 years. Honestly, I would have. I'd love to go bike. I love exercise. I love running. I love biking.
I think
have
about
a bike.
it now. When I was skating,
Yeah.
I used to think about maybe I should skate across the country for some cause.
And you know what? That would make sense at your age now because you've worked an entire lifetime. You don't do that at 25. That's not where I come from as a human being. And that's where, these kids, they don't want to build careers.
Well, they do, but they want it in something
want it
they
on their own
really
terms.
care about.
But he didn't care about anything except that dumb bike.
He's going to figure it out while he's on the road.
See how you're making your parents argue?
At least your
I've
is
upset
supportive.
mom and dad.
Yeah.
Your mom is supportive.
I'm just worried about this kid. A lot of people in your life will tell you, oh, man, things are cool. That's cool. That's
But
great.
you're too hard. You're
Yeah.
too strict. You're
All
too
right.
stiff.
That's
Everything
me.
doesn't have to be done the way you did it.
Absolutely.
Well, if you want to
Don't do it my way. My way was stupid.
I didn't say it was stupid.
I was done making a
It
career.
was your way.
Yeah. See, the time to experiment with career is when you're young. Let's say I hadn't made it in radio. Let's say I really continued to suck the way I started out. At least by the time I was 28, I could have said, okay, this isn't working. I gave it to him 28, 29. And now I'll go look for something else to do because I'm not succeeding.
And guess what he'll be?
Yeah, he's 28, 29. Now he's biked for 3 years. He hasn't worked toward the goal.
Now he'll
Maybe I
come
could have
back
switched into programming or something. You
with
see what I mean?
With an expertise,
Right.
and he'll figure
An
out.
expertise in biking.
Right.
All right.
Not in biking.
Well, what's his expertise in? Looking at farmers farm?
In organic
Yeah,
farming
and those
tools.
organic farmers are going to laugh at him and go, you're going to be an expert. I'm
How
working these
about-
tools.
how
I'm an
about
expert.
This? Suppose out there
Gives
on
a
the
shit about
road.
that.
Suppose out there on the road, there's some innovation that hasn't been brought here yet.
Yeah.
He'll come back with it.
No, he's so consumed with biking, he's not bringing anything back because all he's got is a little room in his backpack. I would have taken this invention that would have changed organic farming, but
I couldn't
unfortunately,
carry it.
I couldn't carry it. It's too heavy. I needed room for my bar, my oat bar that I eat every day.
That's right. I still have food
my
in those
Cliff Bar.
saddlebags.
How many Cliff Bars do you carry with you?
On a typical day, one or two.
One or two, see?
Yeah.
That's what he's got in his bag. Not the next invention. He's got a Cliff Bar.
He doesn't have the next innovation.
No. He's got a peanut butter Cliff Bar. He can't wait to eat because he's starving.
That's because Cliff Bars are delicious.
Yeah.
And do you have the water bottles with the sack?
The water bottles with the sack?
You know, the sack with the thing.
Oh,
you just
no,
put
no.
The sack on the back?
Camelback? No.
Yeah,
No.
I just do
You don't
water
have the thing
bottles.
so you don't have to stop biking? You can keep drawing off the straw?
No, I carry water bottles on the bike.
I see.
Well, what are we going to do about water in some of these places? Have you thought of this?
Yeah, I have water purifier.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to drink his own pee.
Well, see, he's thought of everything.
And Sussy, he's getting thirsty.
Are you a good writer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's excellent.
All right, I've been told.
He's terrific.
The best.
He's a top photographer, writer, everything.
You name it.
Well, listen, maybe something
Hey,
great
maybe he'll see, you never know. Maybe he'll see something that nobody else has ever seen or is in a place where news is breaking right at the moment, and he'll be the guy that brings it to us.
So is anyone a bad bike rider? Like I know how to ride a bike. I mean, like what's the skill level there, you know?
You'd be surprised how difficult it is for some people to ride in a straight line.
Really?
And they're all over the place, which makes it really dangerous.
I'll have to go practice.
I know.
Oh, Jesus. We've accomplished riding in a straight line.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I started to get into biking. They made biking so hard again because it's too easy. So, like, now with those pedals and they lock in and forget about it. You start falling down sideways.
Ugh.
It's insane. All right, well, listen, Sussy, honestly, I do wish you luck with your plan. I mean, you know, you're right. Maybe something will happen. You'll be out there on the road and you get an idea, and, you know, next thing you know, it turns into a business.
He'll be a fuller, more well-rounded person.
Right.
At the very least.
One thing I'm proud of in my life, I'm not well-rounded at all. I'm very focused on one thing. And but you'll be well-rounded, Rob.
See, he can't even understand me going to Guatemala. So
no, I think it's dumb. I think it's the stupidest thing you ever did.
As I was sitting back there thinking, I was like, she's going to Guatemala, but I'm going to a lot more and some sketchier places.
Yeah.
But but again, she listen, she's a little bit older than you. Not much, but a little bit older.
But what's that got to do with it?
And she's already had a career.
I'm going under different circumstances completely.
Well,
I'm not going there to build a house.
No, Sussy needs to build a career. Maybe you'll get are you going to take out insurance on yourself so when a big truck hits you on the road that you can get all right.
Well, then somebody will be happy.
All right. Then you'll make a lot of money. Listen, I don't think everything in life is money. Don't get me wrong, but I think building a career is important, no matter what the career is.
But wait a minute. What about somebody like
Sussy.
that Sussy? Oh, dear. And it's probably in a place with no medical care whatsoever.
I don't know. I could think of a million bad scenarios. But Sussy, wish you luck. I know the whole audience does, and you've done an excellent job here. I get reports on your work, and everyone here loves you and hopes for the best for you.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Sussy.
It was nice to meet you before you go.
Right.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. I see you every day, but it was very nice to meet you.
Who knew you even had a personality, quite frankly? But go ahead, Sussy. What did you want to say in closing?
OrganicFarmingTech.com.
All right. OrganicFarmingTech.
Tech, TECH.
.com.
All right.
Hey, now that you're leaving, who do you hate?
Who do I hate?
Besides
Nobody.
Fred. Oh, you like
Nobody.
Fred? Okay.
Besides
All right.
Fred.
All right.
Sussy.
Yes, sir.
Howard thinks you're completely insane.
That's because I think a lot of people think I'm completely insane.
Do you think you are?
No. I think it'll be really successful. I think it's a good trip, and I'll be a more well-rounded person, as Robin said.
Howard's really concerned about your your job and your career, that it might, be bad for you in the long run, like when you get back to the real world.
I think it'll open up a lot of opportunities for me, and I enjoy my career path. I enjoy what I do now, but it was time for a change, and this is a big change.
So either way, even if he resigns, you're going?
Even if he resigns, I will handpick the best to be my replacement and train him in as the next Howard TV lighting guy.
How are other people around here reacting to this?
Chris Costa is a big fan, I know, for sure. He said he was going to donate a lot of money. Some people think it's crazy. You heard Scott DePace thinks I'm a lunatic. Other people are really on top of it. I've gotten a lot of support. A lot of people said, oh, my uncle's a farmer here, my cousin's a farmer there, and they've given me some contact information, so it's working out.
All right, Sussy, good luck, man.
Thanks, sir.
What do you think about Sussy's decision to bike across the world?
I think it's bizarre. I think he is. It's an interesting thing to do, maybe for like a month or two, but for 3 years is pretty intense stuff. My concern, if I was in Sussy's shoes, would be what happens if I fall? What happens if I get bit by a snake? What happens if I encounter like some crazy Norwegians and they have a gun and want my bike?
I got it all worked out.
What happens if
I'm all set.
What do you, I mean, obviously, if you get a flat, you'll have 20 repairs. What if your bike breaks? Basic, you have a repair.
Basic,
What
I
if
have
like
repair
your
kits.
what if your like frame cracks? You're fucked, right?
No, because for the touring bikes, you get a steel frame, and steel you can repair anywhere in the world. I know how to weld, so
Okay.
all you have to find is a mechanic or someone who
What if the
fixes
gear
machinery,
shaft? What if
and
the
I
gear shaft breaks? Like
can, the
just-
gear shaft breaks?
Yeah.
I can fix it.
Really?
Yeah.
See,
You
he's
fix
got it covered.
You
What
fix
if
it,
you
or
get
you can
what if
order
you
new
get
parts
attacked
and they'll
by
ship
like
it to you
the movie
anywhere.
Deliverance? Like, what if like two guys come out of the woods and say, "Hey, boy, you got a pretty face," and what if they want your bike? Like, what are you gonna do? You got it covered. You got a gun.
The best I can.
So I wasn't always a farmer. I didn't go to school for farming. I didn't grow up in a farming family. I grew up in suburbia in Naugatuck, Connecticut, and on an eighth of an acre with neighbors on all sides, zero privacy, and definitely wasn't connected with the woods other than the occasional camping trip. I grew up in the Boy Scout, going to the Boy Scouts and going camping and that kind of good stuff, but really farming was not a part of my life. I went to school at the University of Connecticut for design and technical theater. I have a background in scenic and lighting design. I was an electrician for a number of years, and then, fast forward, after college, I went to New York City because that's where all the work was. I lived in New York City for about 4 years, and for 3.5 of those years, I was the lighting technician, the house electrician for the Howard Stern Show. That's right. My day-to-day was working for the Howard Stern Show. I turned the lights on. He had a radio show. If you're not familiar, he had a radio show that was on regular terrestrial radio, and the TV show was on E! Networks. And then it switched over to satellite radio, and his TV show went to on-demand. With in-demand networks, people could view it on demand when they wanted, where they wanted, without having to wait and watch it live as it came out on regular cable television. It was for in-demand networks that my job was, and I was working not directly for Howard Stern, but I was underneath his umbrella working in the TV studio there. So 3.5 years in, it was an awesome job. I have nothing bad to say other than, it was just a typical corporate job. It had a flashy title of being the Howard Stern Show, but it was your average corporate job. I loved it. I liked the people that I worked with. This isn't a tell-all video. This is all about the experience that I had that led me to leave my job on the show and become a farmer full-time. Now, in the entertainment industry, there are contract negotiations. Sometimes it's for a season, a set number of shows. Sometimes it's just for a pilot, and sometimes it's for a duration of time if it's a show like The Stern Show that happened 4 days a week. Now, mine was for a duration of time. It was a 5-year contract, and during my employment, it was coming to the end of that contract, and it was time for renegotiations. I was not privy to any of the negotiations that went on. I knew that, Howard was pulling for us. Everybody wanted to get together. It was just a matter of details. But during that contract renegotiation, there were several months when we didn't know if they were going to re-sign, and we didn't know if we were going to have a job. I was working with a couple dozen people, and day to day, you could watch everybody's shoulders kind of tension up, ratchet up, and you could see the tension rise as people as we got further into this, and we didn't know if we were going to have a job at the end of the year. All through that, I became disillusioned with city life. I got into food politics. I got into the slow food movement, and just sourcing where my nutrition was coming from, and wanted a change from the kind of food desert that is New York City. Like, there's a lot of good food and a lot of farm-to-table restaurants, a lot of classy stuff. There's not a lot of people growing food in the city. Plus, it's a very busy lifestyle. If, some people love it. I loved it for a little bit of time, and it wasn't for me. So in conjunction with this contract renegotiation, the stress of not having job security or not knowing if I had job security, I also wanted better food security and saw my career going in a different path. So it gets down to the Christmas party, and we still don't know if we're going to be employed. And all this time, I'm thinking, I'm out of here. I'm getting out of here. If they can sit there and dangle the carrot of my future in front of me, and if I don't know, and I'm watching all these people get stressed out about what their next step is going to be, I'm going to figure out what my next step is. And for me, my next step was going on a bike trip across the country, or at the time it was going to be around the world, but really I just needed the idea. I needed something, a driver to get me out of there. So I came up with this idea of this big bike trip. I started micro bike touring, being trips from anywhere from 250 to 750 miles, from New York City to Canada, New York City to Philadelphia. Took a bunch of pilot trips and was like, I'm hooked. I love it. I could fit everything I needed to exist on a bicycle, and that was enough for me. So our contract re-signed, and everyone looked at me and said, hey, you had this idea for a bike trip. You got 3 more years of contract. Are you going to do it? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Because in 3 years, all of you guys are going to be in the same position again. There's going to be that same amount of stress, and I will have hopefully figured out what I want to do with my life. So in the spring of 2011, Kate and I left New York City and went from New York City to Seattle to San Diego for 5,500 miles, traveling across the United States for almost a year, visiting farms and craft breweries along the way. It was life-changing. It was amazing. I had no idea what I wanted to do at the end of it, but that's what the point of the trip was. It was my quarter-life crisis, which is my fun term for it. But yeah, I just didn't want to work in the city anymore. I didn't want to work in entertainment necessarily, and wanted to find out more about our food system and how farmers are growing food sustainably across the United States. So we did just that. So almost losing my job, having that stress of somebody dangling the carrot, I was like, never again. That's one of the major reasons why I left, is because I wanted more control over my life. I didn't know how I was going to find that, but I found that through becoming an entrepreneur and becoming a farmer. So I left my job in 2011. Fast forward, it's 2017 as I'm shooting this video. I live in probably one of the most beautiful set of 52 acres in existence. I mean, this piece of property is really, really beautiful. I get to do what I love on a day-to-day basis. I have at least 2 or 3 meals a day with my family, depending, on Mabel if she's in school or whatever is going on. But I get to eat with my family every day. I'm eating farm-to-table food at my table every day. I'm not the richest guy. I don't have all this kind of fancy stuff. My car has 135,000 miles on it. Whatever. I'm very, very happy with what I am doing and who I am, and I have a lot of control over my destiny, how my life is shaped, where my money and income is coming from, how secure things can be. Something can go wrong at any time. It's not the perfect lifestyle, because no one has a perfect lifestyle. Everybody has something that they struggle with, but I have a little bit more control. I love being an entrepreneur. There are high highs and there are low lows. But with all that comes a sense of freedom, with a double Adirondack chair looking over a 5-acre pond, a beautiful piece of property. I get to work with livestock, vegetables. I get to nurture things and watch them grow. My hands are permanently dirty, which I love, and I couldn't be a happier guy. Why am I putting all of this together? I wanted to show you how I've made my decisions through the last couple of years. With my now hindsight of 2020, would I do it all again? Absolutely. Would I change anything? Even the struggles, the hard parts? No, I wouldn't change a single thing, because any decision I've made to this point has led me to creating this video right here on a beautiful sunny day in September. It's nice and cool outside. I'm about to start my farm chores, and there's nothing more I could ask for. So I'm putting more details together on my blog. All these videos, I have a corresponding blog post on farmmarketingsolutions.com, and I'll link them right underneath the videos every single Friday. As well as that blog post, I have a summary page where I'm outlining what the storyline is here, what I'm going to be covering over the next couple months, and these are things that I'm already doing or have already done. So it's not theory, this is actually happening right now. I want you guys to follow along. I know there are a lot of you with a farm dream. If you've gotten to the end of the video here, then you know that this is something that you're into. You've heard my videos before. Now let's go on a journey together. Let's figure this out. Let's me help you get things organized and take the steps that you might need to either start farming part-time, full-time, or just get your life in order a little bit more. Not saying, again, that I'm perfect, but I got some cool stuff going on. So I have a 45-minute interview when I was on the Howard Stern show talking about leaving, and you get to see a young, inspired, foolish me talk to Howard Stern himself about leaving and being foolish, and it's kind of funny. I mean, it's weird to look back. I always have trouble watching myself. It's even weird for me editing videos, but you'll see it if you want to go check it out. There'll be videos. I'll have it all organized, what my storyline is over the next few months. You'll see all of that in the links below this video. So follow week to week. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. I hope you enjoy the backstory. I hope that you subscribe to the channel and come along for the ride. I want you to see where I'm coming from, how and why I've made the decisions I've made, and what I plan to do to make my farm more viable going forward. Again, thanks for taking the time to watch the video. Until next time, I will see you out in the field.